this year's Mamador August Women Meeting edition, we are giving scholarships to 60 women. It's a scholarship in marketing as well as product management for those that are into tech. So we are using this to help the average Nigerian woman to scale up her business and as well scale up her career as a product manager or as someone who aspires to be. We are also giving out our items to business women, those in the food sector, food bloggers, food vendors, foodpreneurs generally, to scale up their business.
Hello, distinguished ladies. Everybody out there, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, guys, I'm sure you already know that typically, August Meeting is a gathering of people, women basically, in the eastern part of Nigeria to come together, talk about, ideas, things to help them move forward personally and as a community. I'm not going to be alone today, and I'm going to jump right into it. I have some very, very wonderful women with me as part of the panel. Guess what? We get to share them today so that as a community, we will learn from them. I'm going to start with my big auntie. Yeah, we all call her Auntie Betty. Please put your hands together and let us welcome to the panel, Betty Irabo. Yay! Welcome, Auntie Betty. Please sit. No, don't worry. Auntie Betty, you are close to me, so, if anybody else is far, I'll just pass it to you. Okay, guys, we're not alone. We're going to be joined by another wonderful friend of mine. In fact, she's my co-ambassador. I like to pick on her. Our birthdays are close together. She has 2 little cuties, right? And all of you like to go on her page. Those of you that like food, I'm coming for you. Please help me welcome Ifewa Mogeku. Yay! You look amazing. Auntie Betty, she's part of the people we're going to harass because they know how the August meeting unfolds. So.
She's already dressed like a lawyer.
Exactly. So we can harass her. Okay, joining us again is my very, very wonderful friend. I'm sure a lot of you would have heard her voice go from radio, and right now she is such a voice even on social media. Please help me welcome Adenike Oyetunde. Lawal. Please put your hands together for her, my girl. Thank you so much. And then we're going to have one of our original panelists, and in many ways a big auntie to me, a mentor. She's someone who has graced your TV screens. You've seen her on TV, you've seen her in cinemas, the big and the small screen. Please put your hands together. Oh, by the way, she's the one we're going to really, really harass for the August meeting. Yes. Put your hands together for Auntie Ngozi Wosu.
Dinna mama.
You see, I told you they'll give us some heads up. They will. Okay. Great. Welcome, ladies.
First thing we do is to hail ourselves. And that is, oh yeah, everybody stand up.
Oh,
can the elder sit down?
We were not aware.
Okay.
We were not informed.
Dinna mama.
Isokwa.
Dinna mama.
Isokwa.
Okay, ladies, we're going to go straight into the topic. Limitless possibilities. Like, who even says that? What do you mean? Are you trying to say that I can fly? I can go to the moon? Do you understand? What do you mean? What is limitless possibility?
Limitless possibilities. It means something that is not ending, something that you keep inventing. Well, for me, everything is limitless if you put your mind to it.
I suffered depression for 8 years. I think first and foremost, we have to define our vision. You can't have limitless possibility mindset if you do not even have a vision.
So I lost my limb 20-year-old, second year university, undergraduate law, and it was cancer. So it wasn't like an accident that probably would have thought, oh, that's it. With anyone who has lost a loved one or who is currently fighting cancer, you know that there's the instance of the possibilities somewhere that, what if back? So it's been 15 years. Thank God.
Well done.
And every
God.
single year when there is a checkup, I'm in that zone. I didn't see any limits. I was so affirmative that I was hitting, school right from the hospital bed. And it's law. And there are 4 unit courses. I had done my first semester and it was second semester. So there I was taking another course of chemotherapy. And the only thing I told my dad was, I need to go to school. And the man looked at me and wondered, there's something worrying. I went back to school from the hospital. Literally, after being injected with chemotherapy, I was driven to school and I picked up my books and I read. And throughout my entire course, my undergrad course, I got the best results in that semester sitting. I went to law school, I did NYSC because as an amputee, there are things that the world sets as the limits. They say, oh, you will not finish school. Oh, would anybody hire you? And from hiring, I got a gig in a world where everybody thought you have to be visual, it's radio, it's television, you have to be aesthetically pleasing. Who is this one-leg person? I didn't. None of that. I wasn't impeded by any of that, getting any gig I have ever wanted in my entire life so far. And I went and then did radio for how many years? And you guys, let me see, I think I want to write a book. And I did a book and the book did so well.
Good.
And my life has taken a different trajectory from there. And now I'm in government, in politics somehow, So I know that I still have so many things I want to do. One of the biggest things I want to do is to speak at the United Nations. If that is not limitless possibility, I don't know what can be.
All right.
For me, I'll just say limitless possibility, like they all said, just means there are no boundaries.
Yes.
There's nothing stopping you. What can you see? How determined are you? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be? The world is your oyster. You can do and be anything you want to be.
Oh, by the way, for those of you who do not know, if you know your popular Genevieve magazine, ta-da! That is the face of Genevieve magazine. So we've seen you go from, doing Genevieve magazine the regular way we see, every other magazine. And by the way, it is still international standard. How in the name of God are we still talking about Genevieve magazine in 2021?
Wow.
Well, it cost me my health. It cost me my mental health.
Wow.
And it's not something that I would ask people to put themselves through. I started Genevieve when I was 48. So I wasn't exactly that spring chicken. And, with a midlife crisis and every other thing, my career has blossomed because I have someone who makes me believe I can do everything I set my hand to do. Someone who pushes me. The biggest mistake you can make around Mr. Irabo to tell him that you want to go to the moon, and he's already looking for ways to get you there. So starting Genevieve at 48, I thought, let me just do this thing for 2 years, and then move on to something else. I wasn't really, really bored as a housewife. I wasn't exactly a housewife. I had a very thriving business, which I gave up. So when people actually talk about giving up 7-digit jobs, income for something that they're passionate about, that is me. Would I do it again? Maybe with more common sense. But one of the battles, one of the hindrances I had to face was stereotypes, being stereotyped. Publishing is not for women. I think for so many years, the voices that said, this was no job for a woman, or what are you doing, the stereotyping, I found that I was fighting. I was struggling to prove people wrong that I could do this. 18 years on, we're still standing, but at a cost to me, which I would like to say to people, to women, we are all here, that, anything that's going to cost you your mental health, you need to review. And it's not even your mental health, anything that is going to take away from your joy, your happiness, anything that is going to diminish the value you put on your head, you have to review it. You have to maybe let it go for a while. Maybe you have to reassess. maybe you have to reevaluate, you reset. But it will not ever be worth it at the cost of your life. And I'm not telling you this from something I read. I'm telling you from my personal experience. I suffered depression for 8 years. And a few suicide attempts, maybe 3. And some nice stay in 4-star psychiatric hospital. So I am here now.
I think, it would be good to, shed more light on the possibility that your small business, your SME, can become something big and it can go global. Thank you.
There is a need to do self-introspection. I talked about it last night with a friend. On your own, alone, wherever it is, in the bathroom, whilst you're cooking, making your hair. You need to take a 5-year review of your life. 5 years ago, where was I? What was I doing? What were my prayer requests like? If you're a journal person, it helps when you see your old journals. Because at that point, you're bringing out your journal and say, so this thing has happened, this thing has happened, this thing has happened. It helps introspection. It does. But if in 5 years, you see that your prayer points are still around the same thing, you have not, and for the ones that are within your reach, it might mean you have to reevaluate.
It was amazing, like beyond my imagination. The panelists were authentic, they were bringing things out from their mind, things I never believed they could share. And they were happy sharing this testimony so that we don't have to go through this experience. And also, I won a scholarship, so I'm so glad, like, it's really worth it.
Well done to Mamador for this great initiative. I like the fact that August meeting, when it comes, you think it's for Igbos, but I'm Yoruba, for instance, and I came in here.
Oh wow, the experience is so exciting. I'm happy. I won a scholarship and I can't wait to attend the class. Thank you so much, Mamador, for this opportunity, and thank you so much for this wonderful experience.
Mamador is a very strong brand, and we like the idea of the August meeting. Thank you, Mamador, for bringing us August meeting.
I love you.